Tuesday night ACCA time. Can we go back to back after landing a 9-1 Premier League ACCA over the weekend? The game was pretty dead first half, but there were over 20 shots, so I'm glad we actually got the run good there and landed the accumulator. But we move on to Tuesday night. Plenty of action. Champions League, Championship. And I'm going to build an accumulator using the Bet Scout tool that pays just over 10-1. The first leg is going to be Luton Town versus Stoke City over 9.5 corners. I'm using 5 games, same competition as my filter, so you'll get all of the games that have been played in the Champions League because there's only been 5 games. So that'll be the first leg. You can see here 90% selection, very strong bet being recommended. And then if you flip over to the Bet Builder tool, you can see that Luton have landed 10 plus corners in 7 out of the last 8 home games. As you can see here, 13, 14, 12, 9, 13, 15, 11. And then look at Stoke. You can see their away games, 13, 14, 13, 8. So they're also very strong away from home on corners. So that'll be the first leg, over 9.5 corners. We're going to stick in the same league, the same market for the second leg. And it's Norwich City against Portsmouth over 9.5 corners. Again, another really solid selection with 80% for both sides. If we flip over to, again, the Bet Builder tool, you can see that Pompey are actually averaging 14.38 corners per home game, which is absolutely astronomical. And Norwich have gone comfortably over 10 in the last 4 games, 12, 11, 12, 13. I think this could be a really open game. You can see Norwich historically are very overish away from home, conceded a lot of goals. You see lost 3-0 QPR, conceded 2 to West Brom, Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, Preston, Derby, Oxford at the start of the season. So I think this one could be very open, very overish, and therefore will have a lot of corners. You can see Villa's been suggested here. I'm not actually going to play Villa. Leipzig have actually had a very difficult schedule, apart from the Celtic performance, but they've played Inter, Liverpool, Juve and Atletico. And Villa, they weren't great away from home in the Europa Conference last season, and they've lost to Bruges. They did beat Young Boys convincingly, but Leipzig are a bit in desperation spot, I think, and they could turn up tonight. If they lose, they're basically out. So a very situational spot for Leipzig to get something back. I'm going to keep scrolling down here and find the next bet, which is Plymouth against Swansea, both teams to score. Flipping over again to the Bet Builder tool to highlight the form, or let's take a deeper look into the form. I've highlighted home games here for Plymouth, which tend to be absolute goal fests, to be honest with you. You can see they scored in all but one home game, with some impressive victories over Sunderland, Luton, solid generally for scoring goals at home. Swansea, away from home, they're actually very good against the weaker sides. So they beat Coventry 2-1, beat Derby 2-1, drew with Luton 1-1, and Oxford 2-1 as well. So when they're playing the sides in the lower half of the table, they're seeing both teams scoring 4 out of 4. And then Plymouth at home have only kept 1 clean sheet, which came against Stoke right in the start of the season, and they've conceded a good number of goals at home, but they're also very capable of scoring themselves. So I like both teams to score here as well. The next leg I like, you can see here over 2.5 is Portsmouth Norwich. I'm not going to back that one, but it is Brest against PSV in the Champions League. You could go either way here. Both teams score over 2.5. Slight preference for me for both teams to score. Brest have been probably one of the surprise packages in the Champions League so far, but they have played a fairly easy schedule of teams: Sparta, Salzburg, Sturm Graz. Got thumped by Barca away from home, and they did have a goal disallowed in that game. Solid enough against Leverkusen 1-1, but I think we could be in for goals here again. PSV on the flip side have had a very difficult schedule. Juve away, Sporting at home, PSG at home, thumped Girona 4-0 and beat PSV, Shakhtar 3-2. Scored in every game, including 2 difficult away games. Just a very attacking overish side, and I don't think Brest are going to be able to keep them out. And they're not a side which are known for their defensive record, so I think both teams score is the play here for me. And then we round out the ACCA. It's like a 5-fold today with over 9.5 corners in Bayern against Shakhtar. Shakhtar have actually had some pretty good contributions to corner counts. 3 away at Arsenal, 5 away at PSV, 3 at home to Atalanta. So they are capable of contributing to the corner count, which is what I'd like to see here. Bayern are obviously capable of blowing teams away. 10 on their own at home to Benfica, 11 away at Villa, 12 away at home to Zagreb. So with Shakhtar being able to contribute, obviously Bayern are a little bit of a different animal, but 9.5, Bayern can get this on their own, and they could be looking for a dominant display. They only have 9 points. They lost away at Villa, lost away at Barcelona. So they do need to put in a performance here and get those 3 points to go straight into the quarterfinals. So a mixture between Champions League and Championship for tonight's ACCA. We have obviously over 9.5 corners in Bayern against Shakhtar. Both teams to score, Brest versus PSV. Over 9.5 corners in Portsmouth Norwich. Over 9.5 corners in Luton Stoke. And both teams to score in Plymouth against Swansea. £10 on that returns £117.65p with Bet365.